Note that there is no ethical constraint against checking your own translations against previous ones upon completion of your first draft. And now I think this is going to recall the quote from Savory. The fact that the ideal word or turn of phrase has already appeared in an earlier translation should not preclude your own use of it. Isolated words can't be copyrighted, and there are only so many ways to express, say, she turned heads wherever she went. Quick historical perspective. This is Lewis Kelly from The True Interpreter. He reminds us that really before the modern age of reliable, I guess we would call them today bilingual dictionaries, he calls them lexicons, in order to, quote, supplement the dictionary and to suggest interpretations, many translators worked, especially in literature, with other translations at their elbow. He passed away this year, but my mentor, Robert Fragles, the classical translator, I remember him with his Andy Rooney-like desk and 30 translations. Granted, it's not because he did not speak Greek or was not a bad translator. He was constantly kind of dipping into each of the volumes. And that's in the age of reliable lexicons. Dryden, let's say takes, let's not say steals, 80 lines from Denham's Aeneid, verbatim. Chapman's Homer, writes, in order to avoid looseness, this is in the introduction to one of his poetry volumes. Who am I thinking of? Hesiod. He did a difficult Greek poet predating Homer. Who did that?
Hesiod?
Not Hesiod. Not Sappho either. It'll come to me. He writes, in order to avoid looseness, the translator should base his work on scholarly investigation of other versions of the source language text already available. The Moliere translator Donald Frame chimes in, I strongly favor regarding translation like scholarship as a cumulative undertaking and therefore borrowing dash or stealing dash whatever you see that your own best solution to a problem is clearly inferior to someone else's. And here's William Gass, the translator of Rilke, referring to prior translations. He describes his own self as a jackal who comes along after the kill to nose over the uneaten hunks and keeps everything he likes. We laugh here. I wonder in my own perusing of the translation studies canon whether it's just simply, I have here my nice phrase, cynical self-preservation that prompts translators to check out earlier versions more than they would care to admit. And I'll end with the opposing view, which is from Jacek Laskowski. He's a theater translator. He says, do I rush through the pages and find out how previous translators have unraveled this impossible knot? Of course I don't. I'm doing my own translation. And it would be unprofessional for me to reach for colleagues' work.